Hi everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're going to look at how I'm trying to learn bass with my Fretboard Toolbox Interactive 4-string bass edition. And I'm going to show you these new 200 jam tracks that I have set up in all these different keys so you can start practicing bass lines over all kinds of different chord progressions or soloing on a whole bunch of different instruments. So in any case, let me show you how this works. Okay, if you take a look at my Fretboard Toolbox Complete 4-String Bass Interactive ebook here, you can, if you don't have your own toolbox, if you go to the Fretboard Toolbox website, which is just www.fretboard-toolbox.com, you can click on Free Toolbox Pages, and then you can get a free copies of interactive copies of the guitar, mandolin, uke, and basses down here. Click on that, and you can have you can see all the pages that I'm talking about today. So if we go back to the ebook here, what you're going to see in my books is a page dedicated to each of the major keys, the blues keys, and then what's called the relative minor keys. And today we're going to deal with the key of G major. And if you click on the G major page, you're going to see all these chords that sound good in the key of G, and you're going to see notes that are used to build the chords, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. And then you're going to see a bunch of chord progressions in the keys of G major and E minor, because these two keys use basically the same chords and notes. So in order to put some bass lines to these chord progressions, I've added a ton of chord progressions on my website here that you can play along with under the 200 free jams tracks link on my website. So you click there, and we'll go to these some G major jam tracks from page 9 in my toolbox. And the first thing I have here is just the G major chord played for about a minute or so. And you can click on these to play slow, medium, or fast. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out playing just the G major chord. And what you need to know out of this line is that the G major scale are all the notes in white boxes. So that's do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti. And then you need to know that the major chords are built out of notes in the 1, 3, and 5 columns. So a G major on every instrument in the world is made from the notes G in the 1 column, B in the 3 column, and D in the 5 column. And tons of bass lines, especially beginning bass lines like I'm doing, alternate with the 1 and 5 notes. So on a G major chord I can play G, D, G, D. And if we come down to this fretboard jig, what you see is on the fat string here, I can find where those G notes are, 3rd fret, 4th string, and I could play G, D, G, D, or G, D, G, D. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to start out playing G, D here on the 3rd and 5th frets here. So let's check the, let's get this track started here, and this is going to be just straight up G major, played over and over again. So I'm going to alternate G, D, G, D, and it looks like this on the bass. G, D, G, D, G, D. And so if I know that G, D sounds good, anywhere I play G's and D's, I can get that bass line going. G, D, G, D, G, D, G, D, G, D, G, D, etc. And so what I did with this, with these jam tracks, is I set them up at 3 different speeds, so you can practice them at different tempos. G, D, G, D. So that the idea there is just to be able to start putting some bass lines to basic G major chords, and just seeing that if I know which notes make up the chord, like G major's made of G, B, and D notes, then I can just alternate those notes back and forth. Now on some chord progressions, like over the G chord here, G is called the 1 chord in the key of G major. C major's the 4 chord, D major's the 5. So we've got the 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4, 5, 6, and forget about this one for a little bit. So on this progression here, this is called a 1-5-1 progression, or G major, D major, G major. So over that progression I can play G, D, G, D over the G chord. And then when it goes to a D major, I can play D, A, and then back to G and D when it goes back to the G major. So I could play G, D, G, D, and then I could play D, A, I could play D, A, so 5th fret open, 5th fret open. I could play D, A here. And then I can jump to my G. So anywhere I can find the notes that I'm looking for. So over the G major chord, these are going to sound good. And over D major chord, D and A is going to sound good. Because D major chords are made of the notes D, F sharp, and A. So the 1 and 5 over a D is D, A. So let's play this 1-5-1 progression and put a bass line to it here. So we'll try the medium speed here and see if that works. D, A, G, D, G, D. And on the bass it looks like this. G, D, G, D, D, A, G, D, G, D, G, D, G, E, F sharp, G. So what I did there really quickly was I played G, D, G, D, D, A, G, D, G, D, and then leading up to one of the G's I played E, F sharp, G like this. G, D, G, D, D, A, G, D, G, E, F sharp, G. And I knew that would sound okay because those notes E, F sharp, and G are from the key. So they're in the white boxes, and on my toolboxes, anything that's in white boxes is from the G major and E natural minor scales on all my odd number pages. So G major, G, D, G, D, D major, D, A, and G, D. So let's do a 1-4-5 progression now, G, C, D. So I need to go here, and we'll go to this G, C, D, and let's try medium speed here. I'll see if I can do it. I'm not a real bass player. Now it's on C major, so C major I need C and G notes. Now it's on D major, G, D, G, so it's on the G major, the 1 chord. Then it goes to the 4 chord, C, G, C, G, 5 chord, D, A, G. So I'm going to try, let's see, G, D, G, D, C, G, or I could go C, G here, D, A, G, D. And all these tracks loop, and they're about a minute long each. D, A, G, D, G. C, G, C, G, D, A, D. So on that last part, if I remember right, I went D, A, D, C, B, G, D, G. So what I was doing there was just D, A, D, C, B, G. So I'm just using notes from the key to run in between to get to the next note that I'm looking for. So tons of different things you can do with when you know the notes that make up the key, and then you know which notes make up the chord. Let's try one like G, E minor, C, D. So G major still made of G and D notes. E minor is made of E, G, and B, because minor chords are going to be made of 1 and what's called the flat 3 note, and then a 5. But the cool thing about bass is that the 1 and 5 notes are the same whether it's major or minor. So E minor is E, G, B, because it's in that flat 3 column. E major is E, G sharp, B, because it's in the 3 column. and then the 1 and 5 notes just stay the same. So this chord progression of 1, 6, 4, 5 on G major, I'm going to do G, D. The E minor, I'm going to do E, B. The C major, I'll do C, G. And D major, I'll do D, A. So now I just need to find a way to go from the notes that I'm looking for. So maybe G, D, G, and maybe I'll try to walk down F sharp, E to E, B, E, B, over the E minor chord, and then C, G, D, A, D, and maybe I'll try a walk down if I'm feeling fancy, but maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. So let's play that. Let's play that one slow. G, E minor, C major, D major, or a 1, 6, 4, 5. So here's the G major, G, D, E, B, E, B, C, G, or I could go C, G, D, A, oops, D, A, G, D, G, G, D, E, B, E, B, C, G, C, G, D, A. Alright, let's see if I can show you what I did there. If I can remember. I did G, D, G, D, and then sometimes I hit that F sharp down to the E, B, and then to get up to the C, I could play A, B, C, G, C, and then one time I went C, what's called D flat, like do, 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 C, D flat, D, A, D, and then walk down, bum, 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 bum. So let's see if I can show you that without the music. So over the G chord I went G, D, G, D, and then down to the E I went E, B, C, G, C, C, D flat, D, A, D, C, B, A, G. So the trick is that I'm not trying to so much memorize the notes, I'm just telling you as I play them to make it easier, but what I am trying to do is just start memorizing these patterns of 1 and 5 notes are this far apart. Or on this string, on the 3 string, if this is the 1 note, the 5 is here. So D, A, C, G, C, G, G, D, G. So the cool thing is when you know a bunch of different chord progressions that sound good, and you can see, and then you know which notes make up those each of the chords, you can make all kinds of cool sounds. Well, thanks for taking a look. I'm still working on learning my bass, and I hope you are too. And if you found something useful, please subscribe. I'll have new videos coming up for ukuleles and guitars and basses and mandolins and all sorts of things coming up. So in any case, thanks for taking a look, and hope you found something useful.